big announcement for the week. As you hear it here first, our resident Blanco has decided to take up a political position, but explain how you got to this position. Other than wanting to keep brothers down, go ahead. It's just to you.
Well, I was evaluating my retirement plan.
Yes.
Which basically does not exist. And I realized, okay, well, I'm not going to have much money saved up when the time comes. The children probably aren't going to take care of me when the time comes.
There has been no history of that happening so far.
So sadly, like so many of Americans, I'm kind of counting on Social Security to be there.
Right.
Which really isn't enough to survive on unless you move somewhere you don't want to live.
Okay.
So going with that theory, well, the minimum I'm going to get to take home, I can go and live in a trailer park in some part of the country that people don't usually go to, where trailer parks usually get blown up in cyclones. Here's some volcano somewhere.
Something.
Exactly. But I'll survive. Make it work. And then I read in the paper today that as of the time I turn 67, which is when I think I can get my full Social Security, there is a projection there will be no Social Security. It has been moved back to the year 2033.
And that's dead on your day, huh?
2033, which is the year that I would be eligible, yes.
And
10 years prior to that, no Medi-Cal or Medicare.
Okay. So you have no health, no money, living in a trailer park.
Well, I won't even be there anymore.
Oh, that's true. You'll be gone, huh?
Outside the fence, outside the trailer park. Dreaming of what could have been like if I could only be in that park.
I just got this visual of you, but who's the dude that used to live in the garbage can on Sesame Street?
Oscar the Grouch?
Yeah, exactly. Just kind of, out in the dumpster, just peeking out every once in a while.
There in my sweat-stained white beater, scratching my holy ripped-up boxers.
Exactly.
Throwing empty beer cans at people that are driving into their trailer, calling them uppity snobs. You think you're so great with your trailer. Your fancy schmancy trailer.
I once had a double wide. Tell me I don't know.
That could have been me if the government didn't screw me.
So, your take is at this point, you are not going to leave it into the hands of anybody else other than yourself to go ahead and try to fix this thing. Being
Whitey, I was counting on Whitey to come through for me. It ain't happening.
Right. Whitey's not taking care of Whitey.
Whitey not even taking care of Whitey. Whitey's taking care of himself. So I'm making a stand. I think you don't agree with me, but I don't really recall anybody coming up and saying, hey, I'm going to make this right.
No.
And if they do, they're not following through when they say it.
Right.
But I really don't even think anybody's saying it. I just would think that there'd be there's all these people protesting the Occupy whatever things about Wall Street and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And I kind of get that, but, that's not going to happen.
Right.
What's going to change with that? I watched Wells Fargo today. Sorry, that has kind of digressing, but, Wells Fargo said, hey, we modified 795,000 loans. We've spent over $4.1 billion in reductions on people's homes.
Huh.
Why are you protesting outside our place? The reality is some people just can't afford it, no matter how low we make it.
Exactly.
Get a job. Don't overspend.
Mm-hmm.
There's some reality to that. So that's a fight I don't think you can win. But there should be way more outrage from young people that are putting money in month after month, week after week.
Right.
That says, I'm paying for something that I'm never going to see. Now, one of two things has to happen. Either you find a way to make sure I'm going to see it, or you quit asking me to pay it.
Well, here's as the
that makes sense to me.
That does make sense.
And that's how simple I would keep it. Nobody's paying. Until we figure out an answer, nobody's paying any more into this.
Well, Chris Rock had two great statements.
Straight for president. I probably can't do enough as Congress.
What's that?
Go right for the presidency.
I think you should.
I don't know how much power I'll have as one of... I don't know. I couldn't even tell you how many congressmen there are now. That's pretty bad.
No, that's...
I know Senate, there's 100. There's 2 from every state.
Okay.
But in Congress, how many are there?
I don't have a clue.
It's like 400 something? I don't know. just way too little. My power is dispersed way too much to really change things.
Well, and here's the deal.
I could be president, people. Dictator.
You go
for dictator.
You are fired up on this. Well, and like I said, the great Chris Rock had two great lines. One is about, where his taxes go. And he said, if anyone in here thinks they pay taxes, they don't pay tax, they take taxes. You never see it. It's gone before you get there. So bucking the system it's not like if they put that in the after, behind getting your paycheck.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no. We don't pay taxes, they take taxes. And the other thing is in insurance, you get your insurance in case shit happens. Well, if shit don't happen, shouldn't I get my money back? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a good point. So I think, I truly think this, and this is, and I don't really like talking politics, but I did, in my brain, in walking away from my life, you really just want your kids to have a better situation than what you had. Mm-hmm. Truly. And I'm thinking that right now, these people that are in the top don't really give a crap. Then they're little inner circles. So in order to get stuff done, it just doesn't happen. I commend the president for trying to get this health care thing done, and somehow that got to, you can't force that down my throat. Well, you say that now, but when you're 72 and you're pooping out your side and you're out of money,
yeah,
let's figure it out. Don't take everything you worked so hard for your whole life and spend it on your dying days. We need to figure out a way to give something to your kids because when back in the day when you could leave stuff for your kids, they sure treated you a lot nicer, I bet. I'll bet.
Yeah, like those Mendez boys. They were.
They tried to implement a shortcut.
Yeah, probably you start telling your kids how much you're going to leave them, they want you gone.
I didn't. Now, you do have a good point. I didn't really think about that.
Yeah, no. I think we should put them in a situation where they could survive on their own.
Correct.
Yeah. Correct. I like to teach them how to fish versus give them a freezer full when you die and hope they make it last.
Yeah, and I think we should start this after the next generation.
Yeah.
I mean, not currently. You know what I'm saying? Let's start, okay, with our generation. My parents, let's let them leave the money that they plan on leaving. Let's just go ahead and do that. Because yes. I don't think we can get the framework in it passed in time.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So,
we can't if I'm your dictator.
Oh, jeez.
If I am your dictator.
So you heard
or if you're more comfortable with president. If I'm your president.
King? Does king work? I don't know.
King's on. I like that.
I bet you do.
Catchy.
I bet you do.
Grand Poobah.
So what? So right now you're game planning on how to fix this situation, but in the conversation we had earlier today about this, I have concerns about your commitment.
Okay.
And I think you know where I'm going with this.
Ixnay on the commitment kit.
No, and I don't want to. I'm not here to grill you.
For the first show after I'm elected.
Okay, all right. Well, number one, at no point in this conversation so far have you even remotely even asked me to be a running mate. Right now, I'm thinking I might be out of a job.
Well, I'm sorry. I was going to ask you to be my running mate. Absolutely. But then as I was writing up the requirements, you're a little too dark. Typically asked for nothing darker than a caramel frappuccino.
Okay.
You just missed, buddy.
Well, I mean, the
caramel macchiato you might have been in there, but caramel it's too dark.
You know what? Is there any, I'm not saying you don't know what you're talking about, but is there any possibility that maybe the barista might have put a little bit too much soy in that? I mean, that's awfully close, I don't think I'm missing this opportunity by much.
I've been the rules for you. Then I got to start doing it.
This is true. All right, I'll accept that. I'll accept.
Run on that kind of platform where I just change things willy nilly.
Yeah. Well,
because it helps my friends.
All right. That was much of me to impose on that. Anyway, I felt guilty asking, but no
vote.
Guts, right? Oh, shit. Well, back to your commitment problem. Okay. Now that I know that I'm out of an opportunity to be in the White House. Now I go investigative reporter on your ass. Is it true or is it not true today that you said that you would get these implemented until it affected your life, and then you didn't really give a crap anymore, and then because you will have health care for life, and then you'll just go skipping and whistling and don't really care? I'm just asking.
The actual terminology is
right.
I'm taking a hardcore stance on the issues
correct
that directly affect me and most people.
Okay.
Until the issues no longer affect me.
So once, for instance,
my shit is out of the dumpster, and I have medical for life,
right,
and I have a retirement plan that they give you once you've held a government office for 2 years, 4 years, whatever it is, then really it's not really a factor to me anymore, right? So you can't hold me accountable to that. That's no longer an issue that relates to me. You can't really stand behind something that no longer affects me. I need to move on to things that affect me.
Basically, once you're out of it...
How to get more.
Oh, God. Technically, once you're out of it, you no longer have a feel for what's going on, so you just be talking out your ass, really.
Really, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't want to be, like that.
You don't talk...
Nobody wants a guy like
no one wants a guy that's not going to be honest with his intentions. Well, hey, that's one heck of a plan you got there, my brother. Good. Wow.
If you're not happy with me after my first term, don't vote for me again. That's all I have to say about that. Really, don't you owe it to yourself to give me a shot?
Well... Okay, we're going to work on... Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know.